Alright guys, welcome back to another preview and way too early look at the Marksmanship Hunter. Now I did make a video, you guys probably already saw it. It's the cheese build that is a one button rotation that does 50 million damage, 50 million DPS or something like that. Completely ignore the fact that that's ever going to see the light of day. That is never going to see the light of day. So don't even worry about it. We're just going to get into what's actually going to happen in 11.2. I will eat my shoe if that stupid cheese build ever makes it to life. I guarantee it. It will not. Anyway, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll be making more of these videos and different specializations while the 11.2 PTR just progresses as it goes into launch. Obviously, I'll see the new dungeon, the Mythic Plus dungeons. I'll try to see the new raid if I can. Like I said, I can't guarantee that because of my schedule. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's start with Sentinel. Now, the 2-piece for Sentinel. When Lunar Storm fades, gain the boon of a loon, causing your next 2 aim shots to deal arcane damage and have their damage increase by 20%. So it's basically the same as it is with Survival, except Survival actually directly affects your Wildfire Bomb and it does more damage. However, arcane damage being aim shots being changed to arcane damage is a big deal because it makes our aim shots now ignore the armor of any boss you hit. So you might as well just put another 10% damage on top of it because our aim shot used to be a physical damage ability, and physical damage to bosses and such does affect the armor, which means it has a bit of a damage reduction portion in that, whereas elemental damage or magic damage and stuff like that, they tend to bypass it. So you might as well just put another 10% damage on top of that. So Sentinel's damage is increased by 25% for the 4-piece. And the next line is completely redundant. It might as well not exist because it's basically a 1% damage increase and it adds no flavor to the spec and it really doesn't matter at all. Same with Survival. You might as well just say Sentinel's damage is increased by 26% for the 4-piece, which is extremely boring. However, there is a change for Sentinel, only one between Survival and Marksman, and that is Lunar Storm actually resets the cooldown of your Rapid Fire or your Wildfire Bomb when it's ready. So extremely good change, even though it's a super minor one. That means you don't have to hold your Rapid Fire or wait for your trinkets. When Sentinel is ready to go, it'll just reset it for you. So awesome change. Okay, now we're gonna go into the Dark Ranger portion of this. Let me just switch over to Dark Ranger over here and show you the tier set for that one. Okay, and magically changes. There you go. Okay, now the 2-piece is Black Arrow damage increased by 10% and Bleak Powder damage increased by 20%. Firing a Black Arrow reduces the cooldown of True Shot by 1 second, so just more AoE and just more damage in general. So it's pretty cool, pretty basic for a 2-set. Then 4-piece, Withering Fire's Black Arrow damage increased by 25%. So this is doing True Shot when your Black Arrow fires. You're just stronger doing True Shot. Consuming Death Blow has a 50% chance to cause all Black Arrow barrages during your next. Now remember, this is your next Withering Fire, which is your next True Shot, not your current one. Your next Withering Fire to fire 1 additional Black Arrow. So a little bit, it looks a lot better for AoE than it does for single target. However, this is actually a lot better than Sentinel. I'll just say that because there are a lot of changes to Dark Ranger, and I'll show it to you now. All right. Okay, so for Dark Ranger, several talents have changed positions, which doesn't matter anyway because you're gonna always pick all of them anyway, so it doesn't matter where they go. And there's a new talent called Umbral Breach. Black Arrow periodic damage increased by, actually, there's something better I can do here. Let's see. There. Well, it's somewhere. I can't find it. Either way, I forgot what it did. It's not on there. Okay. Withering Fire has been updated. Now prioritizes units without Black Arrow's periodic effect. So Withering Fire is one down here. I think it does it on live already, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, on live it still does the same thing, except I don't think it prioritizes enemies without the dot. On PTR, it does. Okay, so pretty cool. Black Arrow's periodic damage is now a rolling periodics. Okay, pretty cool. Dark Hounds no longer have a chance to summon alongside Dire Beast, so that BM only, so doesn't matter. Black Arrow damage increased by 20% for BM, doesn't matter. Phantom Pain damage share increased to 20% for BM, not relevant. Phantom Pain damage, now this one is Marksman, that's 30% for Marksman, so awesome. There is a change for Phantom Pain, so see here. Phantom Pain. There it is. When aim shot deals damage, 30% of the damage dealt. Okay, now that's a big buff actually. Where is Phantom Pain on live? Let's see. Yeah, Phantom Pain's not on here. I don't know if I'm seeing something different. Either way, it's there on PTR. Anyway, okay, the following talents have been removed. So Embrace the Shadows and Shadow Search have been removed. So this has been removed. I'm guessing that's what, you know, some of the talents took over it. That's why I probably couldn't find it on live. Okay, so Shadow Search has been removed. And Embrace the Shadows have also been removed. So where is Embrace the Shadows? It's somewhere. I think it's a baseline talent. Either way, alright, so that's it for the Dark Ranger changes. Now I'm going to show you the big one, the main one, the main marksman changes. Alright, yes, you can tell the live talent tree is different from the 11.2 PTR talent tree. So this is, remember, 11.2. This is live. Alright, many talents have changed positions. Okay, so obviously. Now it's a new talent called Unmatched Precision. Unmatched Precision, right here. Right here, the damage of precise shots is increased by additional 20%. Okay. Next line. Shrapnel shot has been redesigned. So you know from that stupid cheese video I made that shrapnel shot is the basis for the cheese build, and it grants you a 100% chance of lock and load when you shoot explosive shot. And on live, that's what it does. Okay. Okay. Improved Spotter's Mark has been renamed to Avian Specialization and has been updated. So where is Spotter's Mark? There you go. It's now called Avian Specialization, and your eagle now learns how to fetch. So pretty cool. You can get loot from a distance, and yeah, that's what it was called. This is what Spotter's Mark was on live. Okay, so remember it has been changed. Kill zone has been updated. Line of sight ignoring effect now lingers for 3 more seconds. I don't think anybody even used kill zone on these plate PvP, so I guess that's a pretty neat change for once. Okay, light ammo has returned. Now live doesn't have black ammo. Light ammo on live doesn't exist, so light ammo is back. And here's what it does on the talent tree. Light ammo. Now it causes trick shots to, well, yeah. Aspect of Hydra's damage bonus is increased by 15%. Is what it says here. So just more damage on top of more damage. Pretty cool. Calling the shots has been updated. Now reduces the cooldown of true shots by 30 seconds. Okay. Calling the shots. See, if I can spell. There we go. True shots cooldown is reduced by 30 seconds. That's on PTR, and I'm pretty sure it's on live here too. Yeah. Calling the shots has been completely changed. So on live, it's consuming Spotter's Mark reduces the cooldown of true shots by 2 seconds. On PTR, it's just a straight 30-second cooldown reduction. So neat change. Just a straight line cooldown reduction is always good. Okay, Ulnaran Winds has been updated. When your eagle applies Spotter's Mark, it has a 100% chance to apply a Spotter's Mark up to 1 additional enemy at 100%. Ooh, it's like Aspect of Hydra without actually having Aspect of Hydra. Pretty cool. All right, so let's see. Ulnaran Winds right here. All right, it's gonna be on this side of the talent tree on PTR, and Ulnaran Winds on live is gonna be right here. Okay. Yeah, this one's on live it's 25%, and it's up to 3 targets, but on PTR it's the nearby target, and it's always 100% chance. So your 2-target cleave is going to get better. However, your multi-target cleave is going to be a little bit weaker, but it's less random. Pretty good. I like this better, to be honest with you, because your damage is going to be increased anyway for AoEs, but we'll see. Alright, moving target has been updated. Aim shot bonus damage has been reduced to 8%. Ooh. Moving target. Let's see. Okay, consuming precise shots increases the next aim shot by 8% and grants streamline. Okay, on live, here's what it does. Yeah, that's a 12% nerf. Ooh. Okay, there's a developer's note. It says we're moving some of moving targets aim shot damage into aim shots. Oh, that's why. Okay. Well, that's the next line over here. I didn't see it. Aim shot damage increased by 10%. Okay, so that pretty much kind of made it redundant. So, surprise for nothing. Alright, lock and load chance to trigger increased to 10% and now benefits from bat luck protection. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Bad luck protection. Okay, well, that just means less RNG. All right. Precise detonation damage bonus increased to 40%. Precision, that's the thing that if you know how to queue up your aim shot and then into your explosive shot, yeah, if you know how to do that properly, you know how to do that pretty well, you just get more out of it. Pretty cool. This is a 15% increased damage than what it is on live. So precision detonation is 25% on live, 40% on PTR. So if you can do this right, if you can do this correctly, that's just more damage for you. Okay, unerring vision no longer affects calling the shots. Okay. Let's see what that means. Okay, unerring vision. True shot now increases your critical strike chance by an additional 10% and increases your critical strike damage by an additional 20%. It no longer affects calling the shots. There you go. Okay, calling the shots and unerring vision are now on a choice note, so now it's separate. Whereas before, it's not separate. Okay, pretty neat. Okay, bullseye is no longer a 2-point note. Let's look at bullseye. Okay, so this is an increased damage for targets below 20% health. So this is a single target mostly, or just really, really high case. Okay, and let's see what bullseye is over here. Okay, there we go. So it's a big buff for single target, basically, if you can get it to that point. Pretty good. Or it's just a baseline baked in. So this is a 2-point to get to 30. It's just a 1-point now to get to 30. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, resolve many issues with unarmed when targeting. Okay, pretty cool. And then the following talents have been removed: Killer Mark and Quick Draw. So Killer Mark and Quick Draw. Let's see what they are. Killer Mark. Sparta's Mark now additionally increases the critical chance of aim shot by 15%. That is gone. The damage portion of this is now into baseline aim shot. So there's no need for that. And then Quick Draw. Quick Draw is removed. Also, Lock and Load now increases the damage of aim shot by 15%. Again, that's been offloaded to just baseline. So, alright, so that is all of the talent changes for Marksman in 11.2 PTR. I will link you the talent calculator for 11.2 PTR on the description below, and you can just compare it to live and you can see what's different and what's changed. As of right now, people are still experimenting on it. It is way too early and the damage is too inconsistent to really kind of figure out a new build for Mythic Plus or single target. So for now, we work with what is available to us. That'll come later, but again, just be on the lookout. I'll have more changes as the PTR cycle moves along. So as things get updated, I will also update you. Okay? All right, that is it for the marksmanship portion of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this is helpful to you. Again, super early, subject to change, but this is just an early, way too early preview. So if this helped you, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.